quadrant. Okay, it's from pi over 2 till pi. Sine is the only function which is positive, and the rest is negative. In the third quadrant, 3 pi over 2, tan is the only positive function, and the rest is negative. In the fourth quadrant, cosine is the only positive function, and the rest is negative. And to memorize them, A, which is all, S, which means sine, T, which means tan, C, which means cosine. So ASTC, it would be easy for you to memorize that function, ASTC. Okay, ASTC. Are we good? Shall I move to practice? Good. Now, 72 on page 17. What's the exact value of cosine when sine is a 3 over 5 in the second quadrant, isn't it? So first, I need, no, pay attention, Muhammad Hamza. I need to find cosine in this quadrant, isn't it? So which quadrant is this one? Which one is this one? This is the second. So I need to find cosine, and cosine in this one is what? Cosine is negative, and there is only one choice, which is negative. We're done. Do you see how easy is the problem from تجميعات? If you think smart, is easy. Yeah. Because it's from 90 to 180. So this is the second quadrant. So let me write it here. So the first quadrant is from 0 to 90. The second from 90 to 180. And the third from 180 to 270. Do you see how easy? If you think smart, then the test is easy. Like this one, it's going to take you just like 10 seconds. Let me go and do another one. Then I'll come back to tell you how to solve this one, like with details, okay? Like with calculation. So let's just go another. So here we go. What's the exact value of sine when cosine is negative 3 over 5 in the second quadrant? No, pay attention. Pay attention. I need to find sine in the second quadrant, but I know this is ASTC, so sine is positive. So I know for sure this is wrong. This is the only thing I know, isn't it? So this is wrong, isn't it? Because in the second quadrant, sine is positive. Okay, so now how to tell which one is the right answer? I need you to pay attention. Now, the second thing we have to check, the second thing is the denominator. Is the denominator. So the denominator of sine and cosine are the same. The denominators are the same. I need you just to, yes, the denominator of sine and cosine are the same in this type of problems, isn't it? In these type of problems are the same. So good. Since the denominators are the same, the denominator here is 5. So the answer is going to be this one. Do you see how easy it is? Do you see how easy? So we have to double check first. We have to double check the sign. Find out which quadrant. Second, it has to be the same denominator for sine and cosine. So we have 2 keys to solve the problem. So let's just go and do another one. Okay, there is this one. Cosine is 2 over 3. And this is the third quadrant, isn't it? So this is the third sorry, this is the fourth quadrant. We have to find sine. So I know this is A, S, T, C. So I know sine in the fourth quadrant is negative, isn't it? It's negative. So sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. So this is wrong, and this is wrong, isn't it? Now, they should have the same denominator. So as for denominator, this is a 3, and this is a 3. This is a 3. So I can't cancel anyone, isn't it? I can't. So now I've double checked 2 keys. So one of them is good, the other it's not helpful. So what's the third thing I have to check? So the third thing, here we go. So if you have cosine and you want to find sine or the opposite, this is easy. You keep the same denominator, and then you do this. You do a square root. You put the square of the denominator minus the square of the numerator. Square the denominator minus the square of the numerator. So this is going to be plus or minus 3 over 9 minus 4. So this is going to be plus or minus 3, 5. Okay? So in this case here, since we know it's negative, so we know for sure this is going to be negative 5 over 3. So the answer is C. Okay? So I have 3 different things to check to do the problem. Okay? So the third one with calculation, if you do it from the beginning, you're good. Okay? So let me go back to the first 2 problems and do the same trick here. So for this one here, if I want to do the same trick, again, so I know I have to keep the denominator plus or minus the square root. I have to square the denominator, which is 5 squared, minus the numerator squared, which is 3 squared. So this is going to be plus or minus 5 over 25 minus 9. So this is going to be plus or minus 5 square root of 16. So this is going to be plus or minus 4 over 5. And since this is in the second quadrant, we're only going to pick the 4 over 5. Easy? Easy? So the answer is the same, 4 over 5. For the second one. Yeah, I first I've done the negative sign first with the quadrant, then about the denominator, then I've used this one. Now you see this is like, okay, makes sense. So that's why I've done it in this order, okay? So now, okay, this makes sense, okay? So that's why I've done it in this order. So if I want to do this one, okay, so for this one's going to be 5 plus or minus 25 minus 9. Okay, so this is going to be plus or minus 5 over 4, isn't it? But since this is in the third quadrant, so this is going to be sine is going to be negative, isn't it? Just a sec. So this is the third. Sorry. Are we? So yeah, just a sec. This is the third quadrant, isn't it? No, this is the second. Sorry. Yeah. So the second is going to be plus 4 over 5. So yeah, it's the same answer. Are we good? Are we good? So if you think this way in a test, you'll save time, you'll be confident, and this problem are just like, boom, easy. Okay? Are we good? Are we good? Yeah, it's part of the test. Yes, Muhammad, yes. It's part of the test. Yeah. I think let's just do this problem, then stop for take a break, okay? So, to do this problem here, to do this one, we have a rule, which is sine A over A, which is equal to sine B over B. Okay, so I'll do this problem in 2 different ways. Okay, so I'll do it in 2 different ways. One way, I'm going to use the formula. So the formula says sine theta over 12 is going to be sine 30 over 6, isn't it? Because This is opposite to 12, and this is opposite to 6. Okay, I'm just applying the formula. Okay, easy. So you can simplify. So this is going to be 2. This is going to be 1. Okay, and if I ask you what's sine 30, sine 30 is 1/2, isn't it? So let me just plug in 1/2 for this one. Are we good? Are we good? So this is going to be sine theta over 2 is going to be 1/2. Okay, so when you do a cross multiply, or simplify first, you don't have to cross multiply. So you simplify, this is 1, this is 1, you end up with sine theta, which is 1, isn't it? So when the sine gives me 1, when it's 90. So this just tells you that theta is 90. So the answer is D. Isn't it? Isn't it? So this is one way, using this formula. Is there another way to do the problem? Yes, there is another way. Here we go. Do you remember when I said that if you already know this type of a triangle, everything is easy? Do you remember this one? If this is x, this is 2x, and this is x radical, x radical 3. Do you remember this one? Do you remember this one? So this is 30, this is x, and this is 2x. So in this case, this is going to be 60, isn't it? So this one here is going to be, this is 30, this is 2x, this is x. So there is only one choice for theta to be 90. So theta has to be 90. So this has to be 90. If you know this one, you can see it is the same one as this one. Does this make sense? I know this is confusing for some of you, I know. So if you're comfortable applying the formula, then you're good. But what I'm saying, no, theta is the angle. Theta is opposite to the hypotenuse, yeah. Theta is opposite to the hypotenuse, yeah. So, I've done the problem, but is there any questions? Is it easy? Is it hard? Is there something you have to ask? Let me know. How about the rest? Is it 1, 2? I need to double check. One. It's not complicated. It's not. It's not. Let me redo it again. Let me redo it again with details. It's similar idea. Okay, then just stop. Muhammad Jamal. So I'm going to apply this formula, Muhammad Jamal. So I know theta is opposite to 12. So this is going to be sine theta over 12. Do you agree in this one, Muhammad? It's not complicated. Also, if you can see, Muhammad, here we go. 30 is opposite to 6. So this is going to be sine 30 over 6. Easy? Muhammad, easy? Then, before you do a cross multiply, you just simplify first. So when you simplify, this is going to be 2. This is going to be 1. Okay? It doesn't matter. A and B, it doesn't matter. It has to be angle opposite to side. That's it. So it doesn't have to be if it's opposite. So now this is going to be sine theta over 2 is equal to sine 30. There is no one here, okay? So this is going to be sine 30. So there is no line here. Are we good? So yes. Now I have to plug in the number for sine 30. So this is going to be sine theta is equal to 2 sine 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me just move to this side. So sine theta is equal to 2 sine 30. So just plug in the number. So this is going to be 2. What's sine 30 is 1/2 times 1/2. So this means this is going to be 1. So sine theta is going to be 1. But I'm looking for theta. I'm looking only for the angle. So when does theta is 1?
90.
Isn't it?
Okay.
This
Yeah.
means theta is 90 degrees.
So do I have to memorize the table?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. The table, yeah. Because there is no calculator in the test, then yes, you have to memorize this table.
Okay.
And it's not hard.
Will
Yes.
they give any tables in the test, or
Yes,
they will?
yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
But if you memorize it, it would be like easier and faster for you to deal with the problems. Because what I found, if you memorize something, you can see it easily when you're solving a problem. Did you get what I mean? Like when you're working, you'll just see it because it's already there in your head. Okay.
Sure.
So we'll stop here. We'll take a break, and we'll come back when it's 6:46. Okay. So we'll stop and we'll come back when it's 6:46. So any question about this problem, or shall we continue? Let me know. 1, 1, 1. Then let's just move on to 75. Okay, so problem number 75. With 75, if sine x is m and x is in the first quadrant, so since this is the first quadrant, I know it's a s t c, so all the functions are positive. So tan is going to be positive. Okay, cosine is going to be positive, so there is nothing to worry about, plus or minus, so everything is going to be positive. So I need to find tan x. So first I know that tan x is equal to sine x over cosine x. Okay, so what's sine x? Okay, so this means tan x is equal to m over cosine, isn't it? It's m over cosine x. Any questions so far, or are we good? This is good? Good. Then I have to find cosine. So in order for me to find cosine, I have the formula, which is this one here, I'm going to use. Yes, I'm going to use this one. So I know sine squared x plus cosine squared x is 1. So when I'm plugging sine here, so this is going to be m squared plus cosine x is equal to 1. So this means cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus m squared. If I take the square root both sides, cosine x is going to be the square root of 1 minus m squared. And this is going to be positive because we're working in the first quadrant. Okay, so this is going to be positive. Okay, so I don't have to worry. Are we good? So now I know this is cosine. I know this problem is too much going on, but just we have to do it so we can see some of the problem need some work. Then I can just plug in this to be the square root of 1 minus m squared. Now, any questions so far? Any questions? Okay. But there is no, yes, sine over cosine. Yes, Salah. So this is tan, sine over cosine. Then the question now none of the choices is similar to this one. Then I have to make the multiply it with the conjugate, with the square root, like to